Welcome into the Five Reasons Sports YouTube channel. I'm Brady Hawk, and I wanted to get into Precious Achiuwa for a second. Eric Spoelstra has talked about trying to simplify his role for some time, but I'm not so sure his role is simplified right now. Most of his minutes obviously are coming with Bam Adebayo on the bench, which means a lot of his minutes are coming with Andre Iguodala and Jimmy Butler. Those lineups are not very effective offensively. You have three non-shooters, and it's hard for him to get any room. Rolling to the rim, doing other things. He's active on the offensive boards, of course, but it's not being simplified. So what the product is of that is Goran Dragic and Tyler Hero being out. Precious Achiuwa thrives when he has a ball handler on the floor that can attack the basket, that can make the lob pass. Those are probably the only two guys on the court other than Jimmy Butler that can do that effectively in a pick and roll. So once those return, they will get back to that. They will be able to run those stuff. Precious Achiuwa will begin to thrive. The on-off numbers between Bam Adebayo and Precious Achiuwa are so similar because they both do the same things when one exits the floor. Obviously, Bam gives a little bit more offensively with the jumper and attacking the basket. He's obviously a much better passer, a much better ball handler, but Precious Achiuwa has not been, bad over his minutes. He's the spark that they've needed. He's run the floor. He's given Miami some things offensively around the rim. But I think he's been looked at a little bit differently over this stretch because he's been asked to do a little bit more than he needs to. And now with Miami, looking at different things, looking at the buyout market, if the guy like DeMarcus Cousins comes in, he will take a step back. And obviously, if you play the trade market, then one of the bigs as a salary filler would leave and he'd still have the same role. But if you're looking at, Miami keeping this team intact, not playing the buyout market, maybe going for a trade instead, he can deserve these minutes. He's played well enough. He plays well enough with certain guys that he could be this continued guy to be trusted. So I think we're going to be surprised, and I think the one thing that's going to come up is Precious Achiuwa playing with Bam Adebayo. It's inevitable. They're going to need to do it. If you're talking about simplifying his role with Bam Adebayo on the floor, his role is even harder, more difficult right now than if he was playing with Bam Adebayo. So we're heading towards that sooner and sooner. Eric Spoelstra always likes to keep a card in his back pocket in the playoffs. And I feel like he's going to use that once he gets there. I feel like that's going to be something that comes up, he's going to utilize, and it's going to be effective. If you're utilizing lineups with Jimmy Butler, Andre Iguodala, and Precious, you can utilize lineups with Bam Adebayo and Precious. And Bam Adebayo is a better shooter, right now than he's ever been, expanding his range. So Bam Adebayo, Precious Achiuwa, coming up soon. Precious Achiuwa continuing to expand his role because right now this isn't his role. And I think they're heading towards good things. Brady Hawk, Five Reasons Sports.